Oh, what's going on, guys? Gamer Dude back once again, bringing you some more informative gaming news. But before we begin, you all know the routine, or at least I hope you do by now. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe, because it would just be your good deed of the day. Same applies if you are a returning viewer. Now then, this video will be about Hogwarts Legacy 2. The update we have received from WB Games regarding Hogwarts Legacy 2 and why it's instantly killed all fan excitement for this Harry Potter tie-in sequel. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down everything I've found regarding this and why it's happening. So, let's get right into it. Now, while a sequel to Hogwarts Legacy hasn't yet officially been announced or confirmed, it is all but confirmed to be happening. Several job listings have alluded to the project, with Warner Bros. Games head expressing his excitement about the future of the Hogwarts Legacy franchise. So with that right there, we can still just definitely expect a sequel either way. But before we get into things about the Hogwarts Legacy sequel, of course, Hogwarts Legacy's PlayStation exclusive quest, Haunted Hogsmeade, is set to land on all of the platforms this summer, and the game will receive several mysterious features and updates as teased by the devs. Now, we don't know what those updates may entail. There could just be patches here and there, or it could be a potential DLC. We don't know yet. They haven't said, they haven't gone into detail. I'm just reporting what I've seen. Anyway, when the sequel does eventually roll around, what will it look like? It is fair to say that we'd all love to see the depth of Hogwarts Legacy's open world improved. The game could offer a larger map featuring parts of London, for example. But when all it's filled with copy and paste caves and ruins, yeah, that just won't work. You know, it'd be tiresome and boring if it's all the same. I mean, it was good in the first game. You know, you kind of expected it, but if it's just the same all over again, you know, no one's going to like it. But yeah, you know, as I said, perhaps we could see pieces of London. You know, King's Cross Station. Perhaps we could see the Ministry of Magic go to Diagon Alley and buy some stuff. You never know; they could do it. But yeah, now comes the bad news. What nobody has asked for in this franchise, or for this franchise, is for it to go all completely online live service. Now, before I start trashing on the live service idea completely, I can see the appeal of it for this game. You know, a lot of people did want to play it with their friends. A lot of people were expecting it to be two-player, because a lot of the quests, you know, you have to do with an NPC buddy, and a lot of people were hoping that you could do that with your friends. But sadly, you couldn't. So I can see the appeal to having it local, split-screen, online play. I emphasize on local split-screen. Now, if they go live service for Hogwarts Legacy 2, the problem with that is you're going to do a certain amount of quests, and then you're going to be met with coming soon. And then you just got months and months and months in the game waiting for new content, doing nothing, in servers full of people who are going to be very, very bored and start killing. Because no doubt, you know, you'll be able to challenge each other to duels, or just randomly duel each other without a challenge and, you know, Avada Kedavra. So yeah, that's what I see, where I see that going if they do this. But continuing it on, as I've stated before, Warner Brothers have said they want the future of their games to be service games. And as evidenced with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, that really isn't going to work, because everybody hated it. It was just trash. And enough said, or I'm going to be talking about it all day. The point is, even though Warner Brothers have admitted that Suicide Squad fell short of expectations, they are not pulling back on their live service idea. They definitely want games as a service as their future, and it just doesn't work. Learn your lesson. Look at all the live service games over the last few years. They've all failed. Once again, the only one that comes to mind that I can think of that actually works is Shite Night. And I'm only using it as an example. I absolutely loathe and despise all live service games, but seriously, Shite Night is the only one I can think of that is actually a success. But anyway, continuing on. Warner Brothers seems to think that it's what people want. It's not, but do it your own. Anyway, Hogwarts Legacy was easily the company's biggest gaming success of 2023, even though it didn't win anything at the Game Awards in 2023. It wasn't even nominated, but we can put that down to the J.K. Rowling controversy. But once again, continuing on. The game has gone on to become the industry's top-selling game worldwide. It broke a company record, actually, that hadn't been broken for like a decade. So there's that too. But yeah, this is a stark contrast to recent Warner Brothers live service release, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which, after a lackluster release, already has a massively dwindling player base, which really should tell them all they need to know about live service games. People don't want them. When people buy a game at full AAA price, I might add, they want the full game. If you're gonna do a live service game like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, make it free to play, because then people will understand the microtransactions and the waiting. But if you've got to pay full price for a game that's only 7 hours long, and then you've got to wait for the rest of the content, people are just going to leave, because there's nothing to do in the interim while you wait for the updated content. So they just really haven't learned a lesson, have they? Anyway, but you'd think the conclusion would be to take away from this would be that players want rich stories and open worlds, especially with games like Hogwarts Legacy. Not games as a service, but that's not what Warner Brothers has assessed. As reported by WCCF Tech CEO and President of Global Streaming and Games at Warner Brothers, yeah, that was a mouthful, I had to write that down, by the way. JB Perrett recently commented on how disappointing the launch of Suicide Squad actually was, going on to add, live services, rather than launching a one-and-done console game, how do we develop a game around, for example, Hogwarts Legacy, that is live service, where people can live and build and play in that world on an ongoing basis? And once again, I can see the appeal to it for a game like Hogwarts Legacy. But once again, I reiterate, as a local two-player split screen online thing, not servers full of 20 to 30 people. As it just wouldn't work, because then it might as well be like Oblivion or Elden Ring. It just really would not work for a game like Hogwarts Legacy. I mean, even the original Harry Potter games based on the movies, I don't even think they were two-player. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the original Harry Potter games, the movie-based games, were two-player. So even adding a two-player option, an online two-player option, would be a bold choice for Hogwarts Legacy. But yeah, think about this. You've got an immensely successful narrative role-playing game, an underwhelming live service game, and you want to turn the successful role-playing game into a live service game, considering your last live service game failed. What Warner Brothers should take from this is one and done. And that's just my personal opinion. I know people enjoy these service games, but I loathe and despise them, so I'm going to trash on them at every opportunity I can. But yeah, you see what I'm saying? It would totally make sense for them to think twice about it. But yeah, it has just instantly killed my excitement for a sequel. One fan actually wrote on Reddit, "I hate online games. Guess they're not going to be getting my money next time around." And honestly, I am all for that. I respect his decision. Not everybody likes online games. Not everybody likes service games. People like me prefer big, open world story driven games, RPG games, without an online element, without having to stress about a new outfit coming out or a new DLC pack that you absolutely have to have to continue the story to make the rest of it make sense, or to get a new outfit for your avatar that's locked behind a paywall instead of just opening a chest and it being there. You see what I'm saying? But all that being said, that's not to say that Hogwarts Legacy 2 will entirely be live service. But from what I've seen and read, I do think it's safe to assume that Warner Brothers will be heavily leaning toward how they can introduce live service elements or create a live service spin-off to Hogwarts Legacy. Either way, for the sequel, it's definitely not what fans had in mind. And I come back to what I said earlier. You've got this magnificent RPG. It's immensely successful. And then you make this underwhelming, unsuccessful live service RPG game that literally everybody hates, as opposed to Hogwarts Legacy, which everybody loved, despite the J.K. Rowling controversy, still the best-selling game of 2023. And Suicide Squad is the worst-selling game of 2024. I know there's not many games come out of 2024, but I'm sure this video will age very well, and by the time someone's watching it in the future, Suicide Squad will probably be the worst-selling game of 2024. But you see where I'm coming from. You see what I'm getting at, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. That it really shouldn't be the future of gaming. It really shouldn't be the focus for all devs in future to just think, right, screw it. We're not making single player games anymore. Why make money off a single product which people will only play once, when we can make a half-assed game that's unfinished and have people wait and pay for the rest of it? It's not gaming. It's just not gaming. I know I've said the same about PC gamers, and I know I trash on PC gamers a lot, but it's the mods as well. On PC, it's just the mods I don't like, and it's like, to me, that's just not gaming. And I feel the same about live service games. It just really doesn't feel like gaming because you're not getting a complete game. It's like when you pre-order a game, you're pre-ordering something that's not finished. And it's the same with live service. You're buying something at full AAA price that's not finished. It's a half-assed game that's unfinished, and they're just doing it so they can earn more money off the full AAA price that they've already charged. And that's 70 quid these days. So it's a lot of money to waste, especially if you're into games like Hogwarts Legacy and you really want to play it and dive into the new story, and then you find out the new story is only going to be about 10 hours long and you've got to wait for the rest of it. So it's like, well, what am I supposed to do in the interim? I've done everything and I don't want to start again on it. There's no point starting again on it if it's only 10 hours long. Because by the time you've got to like your third or fourth playthrough, there's still no new content. So you're left with nothing. But yeah, anyway, that just about covers it for the video. So I want to thank you all for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Once again, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe, because it would just be your good deed of the day. Do let me know down in the comments if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you think I'm talking out of my ass, or if you think the same as me. If you think that live service gaming is not the way forward, that single player RPG based games are the best way to go. Interested to hear your thoughts, and I'm interested to have any discussions with anyone who may want to have a discussion with me, because I do always respond to comments. So yeah, that being said then, this has been Gamer Dude. Happy gaming, and I will catch you all in the next one, guys.